Selma's Tales, bedtime stories and mindfulness for kids. Moana's Midnight Journey. The moon hung low over the ocean, its light spilling across the water like a path of silvery threads. The village of Montanui was quiet, the only sounds the distant crash of waves and the soft rustle of palm fronds swaying in the breeze. Everyone was asleep except for Moana. She stood at the edge of the sand where the land met the endless sea. Her feet sank slightly into the cool, damp grains, and the rhythmic pull of the tide lapped gently at her toes. The ocean whispered to her as it always had, but tonight its song felt different, like a story half told, waiting for her to hear the rest. Moana inhaled deeply, the salty tang of the sea air filling her chest, and exhaled slowly, letting the tension in her shoulders drift away with the breeze. She stepped forward, the water swirling around her ankles, cool and inviting. Her boat was waiting, rocking softly where it was tied to a nearby tree. She untied it with care, feeling the smooth fibers of the rope between her fingers. The wood of the canoe was warm from the day's sun as she pushed it into the shallows. The ocean seemed to reach for it eagerly, pulling it further into its embrace. Climbing aboard, Moana set her sights on the horizon. The stars above glittered in intricate patterns, a map only her ancestors could read, and she let their light guide her. As the canoe glided forward, the rhythmic splash of the paddle cutting through the water created a soothing cadence. The ocean stretched endlessly around her, its surface shimmering like glass under the moonlight. Here and there, the waves rose gently, lifting the boat as if cradling it in invisible arms. The breeze was cool against her skin, carrying with it the scent of salt and something sweet. Perhaps the faint memory of tropical flowers from the island she'd left behind. Time seemed to slow as Moana sailed. The vastness of the sea felt comforting, like an old friend keeping her company. The stars shifted ever so slightly in their positions, marking her progress, and the gentle creak of the canoe's wooden hull became a familiar song. Farther out, the water deepened into a rich, velvety blue. Tiny specks of bioluminescent light began to appear, glowing softly beneath the surface. At first, they were scattered like distant fireflies, but soon they gathered in swirling clusters, lighting up the ocean like a secret galaxy hidden just below the waves. Moana leaned over the side of her canoe, her fingers skimming the surface of the water. It was cool and silky, and where her fingers touched, the glowing specks seemed to dance and swirl, creating ripples of light. She smiled, the sight filling her with a quiet joy. A gentle splash drew her attention, and she looked up to see a pod of dolphins breaking the surface nearby. They moved gracefully, their sleek bodies cutting through the water with ease. One leapt high into the air, twisting playfully before diving back into the sea. The others followed, their joyful moments a reminder of the ocean's boundless energy. Moana's breath deepened, sinking with the rise and fall of the waves. She felt the ocean's strength beneath her, steady and unyielding, yet soft and nurturing. It was as if the sea itself was breathing with her, its rhythm steadying her heart. As the night wore on, the horizon began to shift. A faint glow appeared in the distance, soft and golden, like the first blush of dawn. But it wasn't the sun. The glow grew brighter, and soon Moana saw its source. A towering island rising from the ocean, its cliffs bathed in a radiant light. The air seemed to change as she approached. It was warmer here, and the scent of the sea mingled with the faint aroma of blossoms. The island was alive with the sound of rustling leaves and the distant call of birds. Moana guided her canoe to the shore, the sand here a pale, shimmering white. She stepped out, the ground firm and cool beneath her feet, and let her gaze wander upward. At the center of the island stood a towering tree, its branches stretched high into the sky. Its leaves glowed faintly as if lit from within, and clusters of fruit hang like tiny lanterns. She walked toward the tree, her steps slow and deliberate. The ground was soft, covered in a thick carpet of moss that felt like a cushion under her feet. She reached out to touch the tree's bark, rough and warm against her palm, and closed her eyes. Here, in this moment, Moana felt deeply connected to the earth beneath her, the ocean she had crossed, and the stars above. Her breath came slow and even, each inhale gathering strength from the world around her, and each exhale releasing it back like a silent conversation with the universe. When she opened her eyes, the glow of the island seemed even brighter, and the air hummed with energy. She knew she had found what the ocean had been guiding her toward. Not a treasure or a task, but a reminder. Patience, strength, trust in the journey. The sea was waiting to carry her home, its waves lapping gently at the shore as if calling her back. Moana turned, her heart full of calm and quiet resolve, and began the journey back to Motunui. The ocean rocked her gently as she sailed, the stars above her now fading as the first light of dawn painted the sky. She knew she would have to face challenges again, just as she had at the tournament or on this journey. But she also knew she carried within her the same steady rhythm of the sea, the same glowing light of the island, and that was enough.